So let's see what else they got, man. So oh yeah, so Pooh got a Pooh. So I was wondering, man. So Pooh got a contract, man. Shiesty got a contract, and it's like, damn, like he been locked for so long. What is contract looking like though? What is contract looking like though? So it says rapper Pooh Shiesty is signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 Records, which has a joint venture with its parent label, Atlantic Records. All right, so Atlantic is the big boy. It's the big boy right here. So Atlantic, the really the ones who are gonna be pushing. That's gonna be pushing his whole movement. He signed the deal with both labels in April 2020. Damn, it's 25. It's about to be 26. So who knows how many albums he got to do for him, which he wasn't able to complete too many albums while incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit, man. That getting locked up shit ain't where it's at, man. A lot of times when you sign a record deal, you got a certain amount of records that you gotta complete before you ever get out that motherfucker. It could be 100 years, bitch. If you ain't finished that last record, you ain't out this shit. So, of course, he a young dude. You know what I'm saying? New to the game and shit. You know, don't look like he's put out. He was working like that. Like what I'm saying, Tupac got songs for however long. Who knows? They probably using AI on that shit. But young boy got songs for fucking miles. You know what I'm saying? If he was able to put out a lot more work while incarcerated, I believe he'll probably, be on his last record deal, on his last he probably be on his last album right now. Cause he signed in 2020. With the heat Shiesty had, he could have put out a lot more albums during this time. So now because he's locked up, he was not able to work to put records out, and now he behind an A ball. So he probably still signed these folks. In October 24, Gucci Mane announced that he had released most of the rappers on his 1017 label for financial reasons, but specifically noted that Pooh Shiesty and Fujiana were staying. Where the fuck is Fujiana? Where the fuck is Fujiana? Where the fuck is Fuji, man? Where the fuck Fu at, man? That's a night. He a hard artist too, man. Where the fuck he at? We gotta check up on that nigga, man. Specific terms of Pooh Shiesty's record contract with 1017 Records and Atlantic Records are not public, as record deal specifics are typically protected by non-disclosure agreements. However, based on industry standards and public information, some terms are likely part of his deal. Joint venture with 1017 and Atlantic Records. Pooh Shiesty signed the 1017 Records in April 2020, but his deal is part of a broader brand. We read this shit. So yeah, like we said, so Atlantic is there for the major funding, marketing, and distribution, while the smaller 1017 maintains creative control and artist development. So basically, when you sign, you see that shit there? So I hope Pooh Shiesty know what kind of record deal he got. Or a lot of these motherfuckers gotta understand. When you sign to a rapper or when you sign to a sub label who was covered by the bigger label, that sub label just turns out to be a manager.
Damn!
See, a lot of young niggas gotta understand this business and understand how words matter. And that's why, education is so important, man. You gotta understand what these words mean, bruh. A lot of niggas just go ahead and sign a deal because it's right in front of them. And then he probably got a manager, or he probably bro already probably paying for a manager. Hopefully everything is straight with the team, but that's really what it be, man. So like you signed 1017, and 1017 is signed under Atlantic, which is a huge record label. 1017 just turns out to be your motherfucking your manager. I hope you're not paying for another manager. Like, so that's where the shit, the waters start to get a little irky, man. You gotta understand your contract and understand who is getting paid and what do they do to get paid. Gotta understand that. Your lawyers better be your lawyers. Don't go and get their lawyers. You know what I'm saying? So financial arrangement, advance. A record deal includes an advance, an upfront payment given to artists. The exact amount of Pooh Shiesty's advance was never disclosed. However, in 2014, report on a similar 1017 Atlantic deal for Young Thug revealed a modest advance of $15,000 the start of his career. Given Pooh Shiesty's independent success and buzz, his initial advance was likely more substantial than that. But a starting artist's advance is often lower than the multi-million-dollar figures seen for established artists. Thug signed for 15,000. God damn. I mean, he probably on paper signed for 15,000. Let's stop playing there. And this Google AI, I mean, that shit could be wrong too. Check out royalties. So, in exchange for the advance and services, the labels likely own the master recordings and pay Pooh Shiesty a royalty on sales and streams. As with most recording contracts, this is probably a low royalty percentage, with the label recouping all expenses, advanced marketing costs, music video production, before the artist sees additional income. So, and this is not just for Pooh Shiesty, this is for anybody. So, we gotta understand, young niggas, we gotta understand the royalties. So, what this means is that who controls the advanced marketing costs, music video production? That's Atlantic Records. So what that means is that all the money that Pooh Shiesty will get goes to Atlantic first. Atlantic Records going to say, hey, we got to get you for that. And then the rest is funneled down to Gucci Mane 1017. And then the rest of that goes to your manager. And then your manager got cut off everything that he expended for you. And then you get the cut. That's a crazy ass cut. Damn. Now, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas working 9 to 5, they getting the same cut. Damn. We all getting the same cut. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all the same cut. You work Uber, you work DoorDash, damn, same cut. You work restaurant, damn, same cut. Everybody getting the same damn cut. It's in a different motherfucking way. Damn. You just gotta understand the game. Damn. So this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing talking about Pooh Shiesty in particular, but this is just trying to get niggas to understand the game. So legal and career development. Term commitment. While details are private, the contract will specify a certain number of projects. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Certain number of projects, Brody. I don't think he surpassed that. Or length of time that Pooh Shiesty is committed to the label. All right, so it does look like there could be a time length on a contract with the label, which I'm pretty sure they probably made out the 30, 40 years. Fuck. Marketing and promotion. A key feature of the Atlantic deal will be access to a much larger marketing budget and broader promotional resources than 1017 Records could provide alone. This helped his mixtape Shiesty Season reach number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart. Public support. In October 24, after dropping most of the roster for financial reasons, Gucci Mane specifically stated that Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano were staying on the label. This indicates that Pooh Shiesty's deal is still seen as profitable and valuable to the label. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. Shout out Pooh Shiesty, man.